Hey everybody! Today we are going to talk about an ancient memory technique. Now, this technique can help you remember random things, but it's especially beneficial for students and if you have an exam coming up. If you don't know me, my name is Eden and I'm a teacher, and I also finished my master's in English literature not so long ago. So I've been studying quite a lot during my life, and I've been also teaching children and adults how to study effectively as well. Now, one of the struggles we face when we study is how the heck can we remember it all? Especially if you're like me and as soon as you enter the exam, you get blackouts and you forget everything. So now I'm going to tell you about this technique that is called the method of Loci, and trust me, it's a game changer. Before we talk about this method, I really want you to see the effect, the mind-blowing effect of this method. So for that, we're going to perform a short experiment, and I need you to pause the video, go grab a pen and a piece of paper. Now that you have it, I want you to close your eyes and listen to my voice while I read 10 random words. Once I'm done, I want you to write down the 10 words in the exact same order I read them to you, all from your memory. If you remember all of them, that's fantastic, but stay with us because this method can help you remember so much more. If you don't remember all of them, don't worry, that's okay. That's why we're here for. And I want you to actually see the difference after you learn about this method. How much can you actually remember? So don't forget to share in the comments below how many words were you able to remember at the beginning of the video and how many words were you able to remember by the end. Are you ready? Ooh, I'm excited. Close your eyes. Don't write anything down until I tell you to. And these are the words: balloon, lion, mug, flag, acid, virus, gym, ocean, game, giraffe. Now pause the video and write down the 10 words from your memory, and it has to be on the exact same order. Now I'm going to show you the list of words so you can check yourself and see how many words you were able to remember. Here's the list of words. It doesn't matter how much you remember because you will be able to remember more. Amazing. So now before we jump into what this method is and how to use it, let's travel back in time to ancient Greece. Legend has it that a poet named Simonides discovered this technique accidentally, much like the discovery of all great things. Simonides was attending a banquet when tragedy struck. The building collapsed, leaving many unrecognizable. But Simonides was able to identify each guest based on where they were seated at the table. This experience led Simonides to realize the power of associating information with specific locations, and thus the method of Loci was born. Loci is the Latin term for places or locations. So how does it work? Imagine your memory as a huge mansion with each room represents a different memory. And when you want to remember something, you just place it in a specific room. So for example, let's try it with the list of words I read to you a few moments ago. Let's say this is my living room. I know, wishful thinking. Now, because I spent a lot of time in my living room, I can close my eyes and tell you exactly what I see when I enter the living room. The first thing I see is this side table on the left. Then I see the sofa, and then a window, and then a blank canvas, and then another window, and you get the idea. So what you need to do is to take note of 10 things that you see when you enter a familiar room of your choice. In the beginning, it would be helpful to write it down, but after a while, you'll be able to just take a mental note of it. After you pick your room of choice and make a list of the 10 things that you see, it should look something like this. Now you start to play with the words that you hear and you want to remember. The more illogical image you implement in your mind, the better the chance to remember this word. So for example, the balloon. You can imagine it lifting this side table. I just placed this balloon here because I don't know how to make it look like it lifts the side table, but that's what imagination is for, so imagine it with me. For the lion, you can imagine it lying there on your sofa, licking its paws, or looking right at you. Or you can imagine Mufasa watching Netflix on your sofa. For mug, I imagine it like a plant on the window. Then for a flag, I imagine a drawing of a flag on the white canvas that makes it look like a white flag. For acid, I imagined it pouring down on my window and ruining everything. For virus, I imagined a virus print on the curtains here. For gym, I imagined a huge gym that I see right outside my window, and I can get motivated by all the people I see working out there when I'm drinking my coffee. For ocean, I imagined a beautiful waves print on the canvas. For game, I just imagined a gaming clutter line there. For giraffe, I imagined a few things: a giraffe spot pattern on the rug, a giraffe's like placement on the table, a giraffe toy, me dancing in a giraffe onesie, and that's it. So now that you know how it works, let's try that again. Pick a room of your choice. Think of the 10 things that you see when you enter that room in the particular order that you see them. Write them down. Once you're done, again, just listen to the words I read for you. Then pause the video again and write all the words down in the exact same order. Ready? Put your pen down, close your eyes, and listen. Suitcase. Picture frame. Clock. Tree. Oil. Necklace. Barbecue. Train. Bag. Shirt. That's it. Pause the video and write everything down. I'm going to show you the list of words now so you can check yourself. Here they are. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below how many words were you able to remember the first time that you did this and the second time. Now the question is, how can this method help me when I'm studying for an exam? Pretty simple. Let's say that we need to learn the value of pi. For the sake of this example, we're going to learn only a part of the value of pi because I want you to understand the idea and how to use it, but I don't want to make this video too long. So for the example, I picked up this image of a home office. Here I wrote down the value of pi that I want to remember and the list of all the things that I see in the exact order that I see them if I look around. As you can see in my list, there are only 7 items, and that's because I divided the value of pi to 7 parts. So I'm going to start with the first part of the value, which is the number 3.14. And I'm going to imagine that the diamond-shaped pattern on the rug is forming the numbers 3, 1, and 4. Now remember that this is a very individual process and you might have better ways to imagine it, but this is just an example. Then for the number 15, I'm going to imagine a stubborn sticker on the photo on the wall that shows 15% off and I can't remove it and it's very annoying. For the number 92, I'm going to imagine that the plant is standing on a wooden stand that looks like the number 9 and add another plant to have the number 2 there. For the number 65, I'm going to imagine a photo of me with my grandma on her 65th birthday. For the number 35, I'm going to imagine a calendar that shows the 3rd of May. For the number 89, I'm going to imagine the clock on the screen to show the time 8 and 9 minutes. And for the last number, I'm going to imagine that outside of the window, there is a house that has a big sign that shows the house number 79. As I said, this is just an example. It's not very imaginative and aesthetically animated because My skills on making a beautifully animated video is close to zero, but when you do this, let your imagination go wild. That's the best trick. So we have 314 on the rug, 15 on the photo, 92 with the plant, 65 with the birthday photo, 35 with the calendar, 89 with the clock, and 79 with the window. Now, I'm sure that if you followed along, even if this is not your room and maybe not the way you'd imagine the numbers, you're still probably able to recall most, if not all, the value of pi that we learned just now. And you can pause the video and check yourself. I'm actually super happy I made this video because now I know the value of pi. And here's a sentence I never thought would come out of my mouth. And there you have it, the method of Loki. If you have more things that you need to remember and one room is not enough, then just expand yourself to other rooms that are super familiar to you. It can be the entire house, it can be your house, your friend's house, your grandma's house, whoever. And it can be other places as well. It can be your office, it can be the library, the mall, whichever location you choose. The only thing that you need to remember is that it has to be super familiar to you and that you need to think for a minute about the order of the objects that you see in that room, in that path, whatever you choose. So you can place the information that you want to remember in that specific order and you won't forget it. So yeah, now that you know it, there are no more excuses. Go impress your friends and loved ones with this phenomenal memory of yours and share this video with them if you think they can benefit from it. I hope it was helpful and I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!